special will it be to be on the same field coaching with your brother this week?
Yeah, it's going to be a pretty cool experience. It's not the first time, but it's certainly the first time as head coaches. So I talked to him last night, just kind of trying to finalize the details and the plan for practice, and look forward to seeing him.
How much interaction will there be among you during the week with them staying all week and anything planned or anything like that?
Yeah, we're gonna do something with our staffs together, and it's not the first time we've done that. We've done that with other teams that have come in, where we get together after the practice.
It's not your first time having talked to another coach now in terms of a joint practice, but has this been different working with your brother anyway?
Yeah, he is quick to criticize everything that I put on the schedule. So he's like, why are we doing this? Why are we doing that? We never do this. And I was like, all right, Mike, you got all the answers. So, but no, it's been healthy. It's been good. So there's been give and take on both sides for sure.
Has the criticism gone back the other way at all, or just one way?
Yeah, it's pretty much one way.
But on a personal note, it is cool. I mean, there's not many times that it's been brother, not against brother, but you know what I'm saying? Is from a personal experience, is it pretty cool this is happening?
Yeah, I think it's going to be pretty special. But at the end of the day, we're just looking to try to get good work, both sides. Certainly always going to prioritize the Green Bay Packers, but if there is another team in the National Football League that I'll be rooting for, it will be the Arizona Cardinals.
What are your parents wearing to practice?
That's a heck of a question. They'll probably look like a Christmas tree, green and red.
Matt, following his journey from the beginning, what have you thought of the work that he's put in to put himself in this position now to be in the same spot as you as a head coach in this league?
Yeah, I think it's a byproduct of a lot of things. I'd say certainly, he's never shied away from the work. He's earned the opportunity. And then it's also, we've both been fortunate to be around a lot of great people. And this doesn't happen unless you get those experiences and learn from some of the best in football. So, but it's cool to see him get a shot.
What advice have you given him given your experience as being the first time head coach?
I can't tell you anything specifically. I think one thing that I think he does a great job is he's going to be himself, and I think that's where it always starts. You got to be authentic and true to who you are and your core values and beliefs. And I don't think he'll ever try to be anybody other than himself.
You both got so much on your plate, Matt, but are these the moments where you get in the stadium and you soak it up and go, "This is cool," and your family?
Well, I'm sure when that moment comes, I really haven't put too much thought into that. But I'm sure when it comes, it'll be a special moment.
Do you feel like you can get more out of this joint practice? Like, can you run more stuff? You don't play them in the playoffs. He's your brother, and you guys can kind of, get together. Can you run more different stuff and make?
Well, I think there's certainly a trust factor there that the film's not going to go anywhere. If there is, there's going to be a problem. So, yeah, I think certainly you can potentially open it up a little bit more.
Matt, what was the situation with Warren Brinson and him not playing in that game?
Yeah, it happened in warm-ups. He felt a little tweak in his calf, and so he'll miss a little bit of time.
You're going to get Orzick back this week, and then if you do, are you going to make another move to bring in another kicker?
Well, I think he's getting closer to say that he'll be back this week. I think might be too soon to say, but I know he's getting close.
What's the plan for Jacobs this week?
He'll be limited in all team periods, but he'll be out there practicing.
Will he do any team?
Oh yeah.
How about Cisse?
He should be fine. He should be good to go.
Matt, going back to joint practices, how have things kind of evolved for you in terms of what you want to do in it, how much you want to show? Like in 19, right, Pagano's brother was on the Texans staff. I don't know if that affected.
Oh yeah, that certainly affected.
Right. So but then you have Saleh, who you can trust.
Sure.
So how do you kind of approach it different years?
Well, I think every year is a little bit different in terms of who you're playing. Certainly, you look at the connections that somebody may have. That was a great example in 19. So we were a little bit, kept things a little bit tighter. But I think every situation's a little bit different in terms of who you're going against and who they got on their staffs and the connections between other staffs. And because I know all these guys, they all talk. So, but I think, when it comes to this situation, I don't have any hesitation or reservations.
Given the fines that were handed down to Cowboys and Saints for the fights in the joint practices, any extra message you give the team heading in terms of trying to avoid that kind of thing? I know it kind of can happen.
Yeah, I mean, it goes back to what we've been saying for years. First of all, if there is an issue in practice, and that we're not going to play everybody in the game in it, but if you don't get your work in, you're going to play in the game. And conversely, if you're somebody that needs that work to get those snaps so the whole world can see it, you're going to be limited or not at all playing in the game. And then the second part of that is if there's an issue, I'm going to tell the guys, hey, you come tag me in. They can tag in my brother, and we'll throw down on the 50. So.
Given the circumstances, do you think it's less likely that you'll see fights with two brothers as head coaches, or once they're on the grass, does that stop mattering?
I mean, I think there's a lot of unknowns anytime you go into joint practices. I don't care who you're going against. But we've had, fortunately, I know last year there was an incident with Seattle. But I think back the year before when we played Baltimore, there was no issues. So that's all we're looking to do, is have good, clean work, and hopefully it's productive for both teams.
There were some players in the last few days who decided to go back to college. Do you have any such issues?
That's a heck of a question. That's not something that I have put too much thought into. I think Goody's probably put more thought into that. But it's kind of crazy to even think about.
Is Banks going to do team today? I saw him kind of limp off the field at your last practice.
He should be out there.
Is he on track to be able to start the opener if he's your guy?
I think so. I believe so. I think he's made good progress, and ultimately he's got to continue to put those days back to back to back. And I think that he's definitely getting better. He's trending in the right direction.
What was the situation with Jaden Reed being inactive?
This last game?
Yeah, sorry.
That was a personal matter.
And then obviously catching the ball is a part of being a receiver, but does Matt LaFleur have especially good hands, would you say?
I would say yes. I think he's got elite hands. That catch he made in Denver on that crossing route, I think that kind of showed to it. I thought it was good, just a good savviness by him. He felt an underneath defender, and he kind of bled up the field, because I think it was a good ball, especially he kind of changed the angle on Jordan. But to make that catch and not lose stride, a low hands catch, I think that just speaks to just how good his hands really are.
After watching back the preseason game, what did you see from Chris McClellan specifically?
Yeah, I thought he flashed. I thought he did a lot of great things. I think just playing with the play style that we're looking for, he showed some good burst getting after the quarterback. There was a play where he got out of the stack and almost took out Jalen Simpson, but I just like the effort running to the football. But there's certainly a lot of things that he can improve upon as well, and we'll get him coached up on those. But I do think he's a really good, young, talented player.
Did J. Mike clear protocol?
He is still he's working through that right now.
Okay, for him, what have you thought of the camp he's had, and how tough might that be for his push to make this team if he does miss this last week?
Well, I think he's done a lot of good things, and what I really like about him is just doing all the little things, because I think it's true with most young players, especially guys that are trying to carve out a role on this football team. It's like the more you can do. And I think we've seen it in the run game, just how he goes out there and blocks. I think we've seen it on special teams, his ability to go out there and contribute. So, there's going to be a lot of tough decisions, though, down the stretch.
Two more, please.
On the opening drive against the Broncos, 99, Zach Allen got in the back a couple of times, one time back-to-back, and yet you end up scoring on the drive. Could you just talk about how you thought that drive went?
Yeah, I thought overall it was pretty positive. Certainly, he's a really good player. I think he is probably undervalued around the league. I mean, he's been disruptive. Every time we've gone against him, he's been a problem. So there's a lot of things that we certainly can do better from a technical standpoint and clean up to not allow that to happen. But overall, I was pleased with our offense.
Going back to Matt's question about Sturdivant, you got him, you got Nayor, you've got Shepard, who had a good game. How do you kind of view that group and what they're competing for? And has it helped that McCord has played as well as he has? Because sometimes you get a third quarterback in there, and maybe those guys don't get the same ops.
Yeah, that's something that we talk about all the time. Is I think Kyle's gone in there and done a great job allowing those guys to have the opportunity to make plays. To your point, that doesn't always happen. So, all those guys, I think are worthy. I mean, they've all done a great job, and it's not just been one game. It's been consistent throughout training camp.